Okay, so the next question is question number 8. Differentiate between repetitive DNA and satellite DNA. Repetitive DNA are those DNA which are formed by the copying of certain nitrogenous bases n number of times. The same nitrogenous bases, the set of nitrogenous bases will be go on copying and repeated over a period of time. So such copies, such numbers are, or such units are called repeated fragments or repeated DNA, also known as VNTR. These are the segments which we are actually using for our DNA fingerprinting. And satellite DNA, if you see in a chromosome, if it was a chromosome, here there was some segment of the satellite chromosome which has a DNA which was actually not coding for any DNA. Matlab, they are like that only. Matlab, they are not a part of any DNA. So they are not. It's not necessary that the satellite may also contain repeated unit. So we are actually looking for the repeated unit in case of DNA fingerprinting, and satellite and repeated unit both are those segments which cannot be coded for any protein. So the similarity is that both are not coding for any protein, and difference is that the repeated unit are formed by the repeated number of copying of the certain segment of the nitrogenous bases, where the satellite one are the non-coding segment which are not forming a part of any protein. Okay, so that's all the similarities and difference. Messenger RNA and tRNA. Messenger RNA are those segment of those type of messenger RNA which has got the information for a particular protein. These are formed every time new. For each new protein or each new polypeptide, new mRNA has to be formed. Again, mRNA has got number of nitrogen bases, but essentially it will have AUG somewhere and UAA or UGA or UAG somewhere. Okay, so these are actually forming blueprint for polypeptide which has to be formed. That is all about the messenger RNA. And tRNA is a different RNA which is structurally, if we talk about structurally, they are thread-like, structurally they are clover-leaf shaped. And there are 61 types of tRNA which are once made and kept in the cytoplasm. Every time they need not to be made. mRNA, every time a new mRNA is to be made, because each polypeptide will have different mRNA. One mRNA may have number of codons, but one tRNA will have only one anticodon reading site. tRNA also have an amino acid site where the amino acid is associated or attached. There is no such thing is found here. Okay, so these are the differences. mRNA is thread-like, they are clover-leaf shaped first. mRNA will have essentially one AUG at least and one UAA or UGA or UAG somewhere. tRNA, not necessarily these nitrogenous base codons are there. That these nitrogen bases will be definitely be there, but they are not acting as codon. Then in each tRNA there is one anticodon reading site. Anticodon reading site and one amino acid attachment. There is no such arrangement found in the messenger RNA. And each time a new messenger RNA has to be made for a polypeptide, whereas the tRNA same tRNA can be used for over and over again. Okay, so these are the differences, and even in the structure also differences are there which you can see in the book. Now template and coding strand. In a DNA, when DNA is transcribed into RNA, this is the DNA, and this segment is actually used for transcription of RNA. Then it will have two segments, that is one which is running from 3 to 5 direction and one which is running 5 to 3 direction. The one which is running from 3 to 5 direction is called template strand, and the one which is running 5 to 3 direction is called coding strand. Template strand, the nitrogen base will be used for making messenger RNA or any kind of RNA. Okay, whereas the coding strands nitrogen bases are not made into any RNA. Rather, the RNA which is formed will have the same type of codes which is found in the coding strand. Now, suppose it is A, T, T, A, G, G, C, C, A, T, G, C, G, C, A. So here it will be T, A, then T, C, C, G, G, T, A, C, G, C, G, and T. Okay. So when this particular template will be copied on the messenger RNA, we will have the same sequence. Only the difference is that is the T will be replaced by U. Okay. So wherever T is written, we have to write U. Rest all will be same. C and G, 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 U, A, C, G, C, G, U. Okay, so since it is looking similar to that of the messenger RNA's nitrogen base sequence, hence it is also known as coding strand. Okay, the question number 9. List 2 essential role of the ribosome during translation. Ribosome serves 2 important functions. First of all, the ribosomes have 2 sites, that is the P site and K site. Which give the facility for a particular tRNA to attach. Okay, so it is actually providing the tRNA to attach, and second, it also helps the formation of polypeptide bond between the 2 consecutive amino acids. So the 2 functions, that is, first it gives the code for the tRNA to attach, and second it helps with the catalyzation of the polymerization of the amino acid. Okay, so these are the 2 functions. Question number 10. In the medium where E. coli was growing, lactose is added, okay, which induces the lack of operant. Okay, then why does the operant shut down sometime after addition of lactose in the medium? The process will go on only till the lactose is available. So one by one all lactose molecule will be used up. Then a time will come there no more lactose molecules are available there. The last molecule of lactose is found along with the repressor molecule. So when that lactose from the repressor is also removed, the repressor again become active and it goes and bind the operator switch, and the switch is turned off. Okay, I'll explain it in the diagram here. If you know the lac operon, here it was P, here it was I, here it was again P, here it was O, and ZY. Okay, and that inducer, this inhibitor has produced a repressor from the polymerized side, and the repressor goes and binds the operator, and the switch is turned off. When the lactose molecule is given in the put into the solution, that is the medium lactose, the lactose will come and remove the repressor. So here the repressor and here the lactose. And the repressor is removed from them. As the repressor is removed, the lac operon is turned on, and then the process will go. Now when all the, because of the 3 genes which are made here, that is Z produces beta galactosidase, Y produces permease, and A produces transacetylase. All the breakdown will done by the beta galactosides, permeate increase the permeability, and this is only shifting the acetyl group. Okay, now last molecule which is available to the lactose molecule, for more and more permeability is increased, more and more lactose are coming in, all the lactose are broken into the glucose and galactose. When no more lactose is coming from outside, last molecule of lactose is sitting here hidden along with the repressor. When this is also removed, the repressor becomes active, and repressor again goes and binds with the operator, and the process is switched off. Okay. Question number 11. Explain in one or two lines the function of the following. Promoter. Promoter is found in the DNA. That segment of the DNA or the gene which is actually coding for RNA. Okay, that is the transcription unit. In the transcription unit, this is the DNA I am making in the state, and here the promoter, from where the process of the transcription is to begin, and here it is terminator, where the process of transcription has to end. So this particular plant, that is actually, this is actually identified with this side, that is the 5 and 5 to 3 and 1, that is the coding strand. So this particular site where the promoter is situated, from there the copying begins and it ends here. The promoter is the site which gives the sigma point to attach and the RNA transcription to begin. tRNA transfer RNA, it is actually, just now the other question I was giving the description, that is the tRNA is clover-leaf in shape, and it has got two important sites, one is the anticodon site and one is the amino acid attachment site. It is looking like clover-leaf shape, and there are 61 type of anticodons here, which will be reading the codon. They are the that is the complementary nitrogen base is here on the anticodon side. So they will be complementary to the codon, and when they are read, and they go and attach there and they bring their amino acid. So they are carrying the amino acid and they are helping in the polypeptide bond formation or protein synthesis. Exons. When the transcription is done, here, say for example, this is the transcription unit, and this is the transcribed messenger RNA. Now the messenger RNA will not have all the useful segments. There may be some unwanted segment found in between. These are those segments which need not to be coded. They are not required in matured RNA. These codons are not required. So what? These are called introns. Introns are those sequences of the nitrogen base in hnRNA which are not required in the matured RNA. And these are the exons which are required in matured RNA. So exons are the unit which are required. Introns has to be removed. How introns will be removed? Introns are removed by a process called splicing. Okay. So this is what the exons and the introns are. One line में तो लिखना, so you can write. Question number 12. Why is Human Genome Project called mega project? Mega means very big. It is big in several ways. What way it is big? HGP. Why it is a mega project? It was mega in the sense the number of years or duration required to अनकोड इट। कितने साल लगे थे? 13 ईयर्स लिखा है इसमें, हम वही लिखेंगे। एल्सवेयर इट इज रिटन 16 ईयर्स, बट पहली बार ये लिखा है। दूसरी बात, द फाइनेंस, ठीक है, फाइनेंशियली it required 9 billion dollars. So again it was a very expensive task. Third, number of countries or laboratories involved were also many. Fourth, enormous data. कितना डेटा था? About 3000 books of 1000 pages with 1000 alphabets or characters. तो जब ह्यूज डेटा एंड इतने सारे डेटा को फिर मैनिपुलेट करने के लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? यू रिक्वायर स्पेशल ब्रांच ऑफ बायोलॉजी दैट इज कॉल्ड बायो इन्फॉर्मेटिक्स। तो ये कई सारी चीज़ों के हिसाब से ये मेगा प्रोजेक्ट हो गया। ओके, व्हाट इज डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग एंड ब्रीफली डिस्क्राइब फॉलोइंग, दिस विल डू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। अब इतना समय नहीं है, ठीक है, मेरी दूसरी क्लास अफेक्ट होती है फिर, तो विल स्टडी एंड विल स्टार्ट सम चैप्टर फॉर रिवीजन। हो गया बहुत, ठीक है। थैंक यू चिल्ड्रन, बाय।